Megan, redistricting in Horry County schools is a topic that I covered and studied for years. Just like that, redistricting was out the door. But why? Tonight we dig deeper into the history of the district's decision and see what changed from drawing new attendance lines to spending around $30 million for a new building. On September 30th, 2011, more than 4 years ago, the Horry County Board of Education first discussed redistricting. Flash forward 9 months to May 30th. The talks became reality when a district-wide committee was created. 19 community members, as well as Chairman Joe DeFeo and then Vice Chairman Neil James, made up the committee that would be tasked with developing the redistricting plan. During the discussions, the committee looked into attendance line changes for the Carolina Forest area. In Carolina Forest, there are 2 middle schools. Ocean Bay Middle School, which was forecasted at having more than 200 kids over its capacity during this current school year, and Blackwater Middle School, which was forecasted to be nearly 300 kids under capacity for this year. In June of 2013, the district committee made no decision for redistricting. Instead, they put the task into the hands of 4 newly created site committees that would look at each redistricting area, including Carolina Forest, and then give a recommendation. It took the site committees 4 months to come up with a plan. On October 29th, at a special meeting, the site committee proposed their plans for redistricting to the original district-wide committee. Only 5 out of the 19-person original district-wide committee members were in attendance. The redistricting plans were still approved. Less than 2 weeks later, the board had first reading on the proposed redistricting. During the meeting, there were so many Carolina Forest residents in attendance opposed to the redistricting. Public input was limited to only a select few speakers, who all said they didn't want their kids to go to Blackwater Middle School.
I can speak with the voice of everybody saying we are not for the realignment the way it was drawn out.
Within a few weeks, redistricting for Carolina Forest was off the table. Finally, on January 13th, 2014, then Superintendent Dr. Cindy Ellsbury suggested adding more to the district's building plan.
It would be ill-advised to implement a realignment plan in Carolina Forest or anywhere else based on 2013-14 data.
Then Executive Director of Facilities Matt Dean told the board schools that would reach 100% capacity within 5 years were included on the school's new building plan list. It's important to note that neither Dean nor Ellsbury work for the school district any longer. Carolina Forest attendance area made the list for a new middle school, even though, according to the district's numbers, Blackwater Middle School would only be at 72% capacity during this current school year. Now in 2015, 4 years since the original discussion, there's no relief to overcrowded classrooms. And new schools have not started construction, and when they do, will take around 2 years to build. As well, Horry County allows its students to attend any school within the district, even if they don't live in the attendance zone. That means there's no reason a new Carolina Forest Middle School will not have the same undercapacity issues as Blackwater. So what changed from the idea of redistricting to now spending $30 million on a new school?
The district office wanted to redistrict.
Right.
The board did not.
DeFeo says even though they wanted to build immediately, the board still wanted to hear what the district had to say. In the end, they still chose to build. It took them 3 years longer to go with their original decision.
It kind of sounds like the district wasted 3 years of time that could have been easily decided.
Well,
2011 was when redistricting was discussed.
Yeah, from my standpoint, and I've said this publicly in school board meeting, I like the direction we're going with the new schools.
DeFeo says numbers the district provided late during the process showed redistricting would only be a temporary fix. He tells me if he knew what he knows now, he would have at least built one of the schools years ago. However, he says because of the delay, building schools now has the possibility of saving millions. And the district is now in the process of choosing who they deem the best architectural company to build 5 new green energy schools, including a new Carolina Forest Middle School. The total cost of all 5 schools will be around $150 million, but DeFeo tells me the schools could save millions in energy costs each year. Live in the studio, I'm AJ Janavel for News 13.